Okay, the next slide is over just figuring out which formulas you could use for area for a rectangle, a parallelogram, a triangle, and a trapezoid. Okay, it does say here, remember that the height is the vertical distance from the top of the figure to its base. Okay, the base and height will form a right angle. Okay, so for example, take a look at this triangle for a minute. See the base is the bottom right here. Okay, the height has to be form a 90-degree angle and be straight up from that base. So this is the height. Okay, it can't be the slanted distance from the base. Okay, that's not the height. Okay, you want to know if that triangle was standing straight tall, straight up. Okay, what would the height be? So the height is always forming a right angle, a 90-degree angle with the base. Okay, so again, I don't know how familiar you are with these, but we'll drag these in and I'll show you maybe the most useful ones. Okay, so the formulas for area. 0.5 base times height. Okay, that is a triangle. Okay, the area of a triangle is half times the base times the height. And 0.5 is just a half. Okay, base times height. Okay, that's the area of a parallelogram. Base times the height is a parallelogram area. And think of it this way, that a triangle is half as big as a parallelogram. So if a parallelogram is base times height, then a triangle is half that big, so it'd be half of the base times the height. Okay, this next formula is for a trapezoid. Okay, this formula says add the two bases up. Okay, in a trapezoid, you have two bases. Add the two bases up, divide by 2, multiply it by the height. Okay, that's one way you could do it. Okay, the next one, base times height divided by 2. Okay, that's another way to talk about a triangle's area. And instead of taking half of the base times the height, taking half of something is dividing it by 2. So you could multiply the base and the height and then divide that answer by 2. Okay, so that belongs with the triangle. Okay, the next one, 1/2 times base times height. Okay, we're still talking the triangle there. Okay, 1/2 times the base times the height. Okay, the next one, 0.5 times base 1 plus base 2 times height. That's a way to find the area of a trapezoid. Okay, length times width. Okay, that'd be a rectangle. Okay, 1/2 times base 1 plus base 2 times height. Okay, that's another trapezoid formula. So you can see all those. Okay, so that's all the formulas. And I'll tell you what, guys, if it was me, I would focus on length times width for the rectangle, because that's really all you got. Base times height for a parallelogram. Now for a triangle, I would use one of these two. I would either think of it as 1/2 times base times height, or take base times height and divide by 2. Okay, I would do one of these. I would use one of these to give you the same answer. For a trapezoid, I personally would use the bottom one. Maybe that's just because it's the one I'm used to seeing. And the reason I like the trapezoid formula on the bottom is for a triangle, I think of it as half times base times height. Personally, that's the one I usually use. Well, the trapezoid's real similar to that. Instead of 1/2 times the base times the height, since you have two bases, it's just going to be 1/2 times the sum of the bases times the height. So the only thing difference is instead of having one base in the triangle formula, you're going to be adding up two bases when you use the trapezoid formula. Okay, but again, I don't care which of the formulas you use. but just make sure you're comfortable with one of them.